The snatch is one of the most complicated lifts out there, or is it? In this video, I teach a complete beginner how to snatch from scratch. And in the process, I walk you through my complete beginner progression from an empty barbell warm-up all the way to being able to snatch with weight on the bar in the same session. With that being said, let's get into it. So to start off with learning the snatch, we're just gonna go through a general warm-up. And this is a good assessment too to see if there's any issues with mobility that we need to work on or anything like that. So go ahead and let's get this bar up onto the back rack position for a back squat. And then we're gonna go through 5 reps here and just gonna make sure that your stance is good as we're going through. And we're trying to get full depth, as deep as you can get into the squat. There you go, solid. Let's maybe turn the toes out just a little bit. See how that feels.
There?
Yeah, try that out.
Oh,
Does that feel a little bit easier to get deep into the squat?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. 3, 4, and 5. Good. All right, now let's go ahead and bring the bar down back in front of you. We're just going to find out where our snatch grip is, so you can let it hang here. We're going to move your hands out. Let's try outside this first line first. And then what we're looking for is that this bar hangs in the hip crease. So this is actually perfect. We got it right on the first try for 5 reps of a strict press from this position. There you go. Good. Don't feel like you need to press it back, just straight up. There you go. Good. 3, 4, and on the last one, you're going to leave it up there, and we're going to try some overhead squats. All right, so move your feet out to your squat stance that we had. You can let that bar stay over the base of your spine. You don't want it to be out in front of you.
Is it bad if my back is a little arched?
That's okay. Yeah,
okay.
That's all right. Let's try this. Let's try the squat out. You're good. You're good. Good. Okay, not too bad. Let's try a slightly wider grip.
Second line?
Second line. Let's try that out. See how that feels. Typically, if you feel like you don't have the mobility for it, then bringing your hands a little wider will give you that extra range of motion. Not too bad. Not too bad. You can go ahead and set it down.
Yeah, I feel like trying to do that, my back just arches too much.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm a little unstable.
Let's try this out. Instead of trying to be straight up and down while you're doing these, let that bar go back a little bit and lean your chest forward as you do this.
As I do the squat?
As you do the squat,
okay.
Yeah. You don't have to be upright. Yeah. I recommend, like, if you're picking it up from the ground, just find your grip first and then go overhead. Okay. Yeah. Let yourself lean forward as you go down. There you go. Good.
That feels better.
That was better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try and focus extra hard on locking that right elbow out. There you go. Good. Let's go one more. Solid. All right, bring it down. How does that feel?
Those feel better, actually.
Those feel a lot better?
Yeah.
I'm still noticing that you're like really upright in the squat. You want to see like
even
where I am when I do overhead squats?
Yeah.
This is where the bar is for me. So behind the head, and I'm pushing my head forward.
So you push your head and like the
and
back?
Torso.
Okay.
Forward as I go down.
Do you have like an arch in your back?
Yeah.
During that? Okay. Okay.
Right? And now where you're kind of doing is this. And I can't even go any lower, right? So try that out. Just like head and body goes forward as you go down into the squat.
I feel like I have a hard time with getting my head forward, but my arms back. My shoulders feel a little
Shoulders feel like they're running out of room a little bit. Let's try this out. So this is a really good stretch and warm up. We're gonna take the hands out as wide as you can go and all the way around.
Okay. Trying
to keep our elbows locked. Bring your grip in narrower and narrower over, like, let's go like every 3 reps. We'll bring it in. The starting point. Does that feel like it's a tight position?
Right around here is where I start to feel.
Feel it, like in the chest?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's go 3 of those, and we'll bring the grip in a little bit.
And it's more so on this right arm, and I think that's the one that I have difficulty keeping straight also. Yeah,
that was what I noticed is keeping the elbow locked on that right side was a little bit tougher.
That's where.
Oh. You can, yeah, you're good. You can push these. It's okay. Like, you're not gonna tear your shoulder out of socket or anything. There you go. Okay.
Right. Yeah, like right here.
Right there. Yeah, it's tough.
I can't bend them?
There you go. No, you can't bend them. Yeah. There you go. Good. Sometimes it helps if you go like straight arm on the way back, and then you can just bend your arms to get it back overhead. There you go. Well, that was it right there. So recapping, make sure your hands are in the right spot first.
Okay.
Before you pick the bar up. Okay, so we're going outside that second
Outside.
ring. Lean forward as you go down to that squat. There you go. Does that feel better?
That does.
That looks a lot stronger. Keep that right elbow locked. There you go. Good. You know what? I think we can actually bring your grip in a little narrower now. What I'm noticing is while you are now able to get into the overhead squat a little easier because of the mobility, I think just that slight like lean forward is making it better.
Okay.
We want to bring it in because that's going to be a little bit more stable for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
because my arms, I feel like I'm really balancing.
Like you might accidentally
also.
do like a little pass-through, yeah. There you go.
Those do feel better.
Yeah. Good. Very nice. We're going to start running through a little bit of a snatch progression. But there are some things that you could do to improve your mobility so this gets a little easier over time.
Okay.
This is a great one. So you just really can't do too many of these. I have a couple people that I have come in and they just do 50 of these every time they snatch, so about 3 times a week. I'll send you the mobility guide as well.
Yeah.
And there's some good ones in there. You're going to want to look at something probably like upper back. The first snatch progression that we're going to do now that we have the overhead squat down, we're going to grab that bar on the snatch grip, which is your overhead squat grip, and we're going to do what's called a power position snatch. So power position is here from the hips, then we're going to drive up with the legs.
Okay.
So it looks like this.
Straight up.
Yep. Then we go down into our overhead squat. Okay. Now we're not going to catch at the bottom right now. We're just going to work on catching moderate, like pretty high.
So should the knees bend as I start to come up?
Absolutely. So yeah, you're going to go deep knee bend, right? That's where all of our power comes from, is from our legs. And then drive up hard, and then you're going to land in a quarter squat.
So can the arms bend at all?
Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, they can absolutely bend. So we want to make sure that we're just not bending before we finish standing up.
Bending the arms?
Arms, yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
Can you demo one more time?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like you don't even bend your arms.
No, so what's happening in slow motion, it looks like this.
Like that?
So if you were to go straight arm, you would accidentally go around. And anytime the weight gets away from us, it makes it a lot harder. It'd be like holding your groceries out in front of you as opposed to like down by your side.
So you want to keep it close.
You want to keep it as close as possible. Bend. Good. Jump and catch. Okay, so don't hit me with the PVC pipe. Go ahead.
Start with the legs bend.
Yep. And go. Boom. There you go. That was better. Let's do another one. Just like that. Keep that same feeling. A little bit more jump. Wherever you catch it, we're going to try and be able to ride down into the squat from there. Like touching. There you go. I mean, that's the movement right there. It's easier with weight, in my opinion. Because the weight gives you a little bit of feedback to work off of. You need that feedback to know what to do. Because with a PVC pipe, you can move it all over the place because it's nothing, right? But with the barbell, you have to be efficient. You have to keep it close. So that's why sometimes it can feel easier with the bar, in my opinion. All right, you ready to try it with the bar?
I guess.
Let's do it.
Should my stance, like legs, be like in the squat position, or? We're
gonna start a little bit narrower. So think like if you were to jump onto a box, like do a box jump, where would you start at?
Probably like hip distance.
That's exactly where we want to be. And then we're gonna jump and land where you squat. A little bit wider.
Okay.
Yeah. Go. There we go. We got the first movement down. So some things that we can do to tighten the movement up a little bit. So you have it down, right? You got leg drive to move it up. You kept the bar closed. You caught it in quarter squat. That's like that's the basics right there. So what we can do a little bit more on this one, we're gonna do a little bit less knee bend. So you went about here. We probably don't want to have that much.
When we start?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So let's go like about this much knee bend. And then same exact movement.
And then when you land, is it okay to have a little bit more like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You can land as low as you want to. Okay. But the dip position we want to tighten up.
Okay.
There you go. Good. Let's do one more. I'm gonna have you hold the dip position for a second. So bring your feet back into your hip stance. Good. All right. Stand up nice and tall. Chest up. Good. Dip. Go. Boom. Ooh. Look at that. So much power you almost lost it. Love it. There you go. Great.
Yeah, that feels a lot better.
Nice. Cool. So what we're going to do on this next one, we're going to do exact same thing, but once you catch it, stop, and then I want you to ride it down into the squat nice and slow.
Okay.
But we're going to try and go all the way down.
Okay.
Go. And then squat. There you go. Good. That's a snatch right there from the hip.
That's
the
pretty
first
good,
progression.
actually.
Yeah, that was it.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Go. Squat. There you go. So the next progression, we're going to learn how to pull from the ground. So same grip, pulling stance. We're going to get into a start position. Pause above the knee. Pause where we just dipped to. Go. Squat. Start position is going to be a little bit lower hip than you would have for maybe a deadlift.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
We've got that grip that's a little bit different, and it's going to be mid-shin where it would be if it had plates on it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let's just find that right start position for you, and then from there, we're going to work on our knee position.
For the upper back and like chest, should those stay up?
Yep. Bar super close. We want it like nearly touching shins. Good. All right. Chest up a little bit more. Eyes up. All right. Good. I mean, that's your start position. Go ahead and pull to right above the knees. Lean over the bar just a little bit more. Sweet. All right. Let's move to your dip position. Bar close.
Here?
Yep. Bar touching right here. And then eyes up and go. Squat. Look at that right there. So start position recap. Some things that we're looking for that. We want to see mid-foot pressure is the most important thing. So we don't want to be back on the heels.
Okay.
We don't want to be forward on the toes. Just mid-foot pushing down. From here, we're going to push through the ground, getting our knees out of the way of the bar.
So you want it to come above the knees?
Like right above, like just barely above the kneecap.
Okay.
And in this position, the most important thing is making sure that you have mid-foot pressure.
Okay.
Right? Where most people make a mistake is they rock back onto their heels and they lift their toes up. Okay. Midfoot, shoulders in front of the bar. Then power position. Where you kind of made a mistake was letting the bar break contact with the body. Okay. We want it to be touching all the way up to that power position.
Okay.
The power position, recapping there, we've got knee bend and we've got shoulders in line with the bar. So not behind, not in front. And then from there, it's just go like we practiced.
So from the knee position,
yeah,
they're in front here. Your shoulders are in front here. But as you bring it up, they should be like
they should be
over.
in line with. Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's a movement here that happens, which is the knees pushing forward.
Right. Okay.
And then we go up.
Okay.
Where most people for a deadlift would do this, which is different. Let's go back down. Let's make sure you get your knees out of the way just a little bit more. Okay. Bar close. A little bit lower. There we go.
Bar a little lower?
Yeah, bar a little lower, and then push your knees back just a little bit more.
Okay.
Feel your hamstrings working a little bit? Yeah, that's what we want.
Okay, wait, can I go back to the bottom?
Yeah.
So like here.
Yep.
And then push the knees back a little.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then power position. Oh, but where's our knee bend? Yeah, exactly. No, you're good. And go. There you go. Good.
It feels better already, but like doing it all together.
Yeah.
We're
going to ease into it. We're going to ease into it. Good. All right. Bar close. Here we go. Above the knee. Power position. Bar close, right? Got to be touching. Got to be like mashed into your thighs. And go. Boom. Look at that right there. How's that feel?
Good.
Foot placement is going to be the hardest thing because the only way to get good at foot placement is just drill it over and over again. You know, so there's a ton of things that you can do, but mainly just maybe a PVC pipe or empty barbell.
Okay.
Drill the foot movement. Like my foot movement is very minimal.
Yeah.
Like that.
I see. Okay.
Half an inch out either direction.
I think it went wider and my toes didn't go out, so I just felt
a little unstable.
Yeah.
Above the knee, but just barely. Now it's got to be closer. There you go. Now we want to mash it into your thighs as you move to power position. Go. And go. Look at that. There you go. Good. The only thing that I'm reminding you of is to not let the bar just hang out here, and you have to work really hard to keep it close. Okay. But here's a good little drill for that. Go ahead and just stand up and then hinge over to that knee position. Okay. Now let your arms just hang naturally. Okay. Now fight against me. You feel the muscle in your back working?
Yeah.
When you do that, like a pullover, right? That's the movement that we're looking for there.
So I want to like pull
You want to be pressing the bar into you.
Okay.
Now you're doing a good job of like, you're not really holding tension in your arms. So I want you to still keep that like loose arms, tight back. Above the knee. Bar closer. There you go. Power position. Go. Keep it back. There you go. One thing that I think is going to help you out with the overhead squat is once you get down there, you're a little bit like
Yeah.
leaving it out front. Push it back as you stand up.
Okay, keep that head.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that just is going to help make sure the bar's in the right place. A lot of the time people focus on where they should be rather than where the bar should be.
Okay.
But a good general rule of thumb is if our feet are here, we've got our midline, right, which is the middle of our foot. When the bar's overhead, that bar is in that midline position.
Okay.
All right, so our goal is to keep it there. If it goes over the toes, harder to hold on to. If it goes back, also harder to hold on to. Not so much an issue for you, but for other people.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
All right. So the next progression on this is a slow pull. We're going to do the exact same movement, but without pauses. We're going to go 4 seconds from 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
Okay. So we're not even stopping here.
We're not even stopping there. 4, 3, 2, go. Okay. Now for you, you can catch in the bottom if you want to, but I would recommend still working on catching here and riding it down. Okay. Until that overhead squat gets super comfortable. It's not, I don't want you to go like 4, 3, 2. I want it to be smooth movement the whole time.
Okay.
And then you just go.
So
but
like
it's just
that
slow.
last one is when the chest starts to come up.
Exactly.
Like that last,
Yeah.
Okay.
And 4, 3, 2, go. There we go. Very nice. Only thing that we could do better on that one is making sure that bar mashed against the thighs the whole time.
Yeah, I'm not feeling myself pull it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of there.
Kind of just loose a little bit. Yep.
Okay.
That is one of the most important things because all of our, if we think about it like this, right? If we hold it here and we try and jump and land, we're not getting any of that ability to use our legs for the jump and land.
Right.
We're just using our arms.
Okay.
Right? So we need to really focus extra hard on keep it close so that you can use all the legs
like push.
to drive it up.
Okay.
It'd be like trying to do a deadlift, but the deadlift's out here. Like it's impossible to keep your back flat, right? Yeah. Same idea.
Okay.
And 4, 3, 2. There you go. Let's take this next one a little slower. The reason I want you to go slow is so you have the time to think about all the other things.
Okay.
Where I think that this, sometimes I count a little faster when I'm like seeing somebody move faster, you know, but like I want you to take it even slower. Like, let's go half the speed.
Okay.
Okay. 4, 3, close, 2, go. There you go. Much better. Good. We need
I feel that now, like in the coming from my knee up.
Yeah, it's just a little too easy to let it out. So I would say on this next one, let's just go with tactile cue. I want you to feel the bar scraping your leggings the whole way up.
Okay.
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 4, 3, 2, go. Boom. There we go.
It feels better to go a little bit slower.
Yeah, that's the goal. This is specifically to give you time to remember all of the things, to make sure that you don't rush it, right? Okay. The biggest issue most people make in the snatch is rushing it off, right? So if you go way too fast off the ground, then what'll happen is you'll lose the positions that we practice pausing at.
That's like exactly what I felt happening when I did it slower.
Yeah.
Is that I wasn't in that position anymore.
Exactly, yep. And so going slow, you know, people look at the Olympic lifts and they think of them as a very fast lift, but they're really only fast from here to here.
Yeah.
You know, the rest of the time it's just control to make sure that you hit the position so that you would have the most amount of leverage to move the weight. 4, 3, 2, go. Let's go. Best one yet. Better. The only thing I want to work on a little bit on this next one, you kept it super close, but as we started getting up to here, I noticed that you kind of do a little bit of a double dip where you go to try and get a little bit more oomph from it. But wherever you're at, that's where you go from. Okay. Okay, so try not to double dip or dip any lower.
Okay.
Yeah. 4, 3, 2, go. Much better. Did you feel almost wanting to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. You're good. 4, 3, 2, go. There it is. Yeah, see, and you kept the bar back. Good. You're just not used to that feeling.
No.
Yeah, there you go. 4, 3, 2, go. Squat. How was that the best one? We put more weight on there and it looked better. 4, 3, 2, go. Boom. Look at that. Yeah, it is interesting. I think with the weight on the bar, it's almost like you know where to be now with the bar over your head. Like the overhead squats here, look miles better than they did with the empty bar.
When I go to get in that ready position, so I want to be like up more than...
We want to be just barely above parallel. So if we're viewing it from the side, that start position for you is hips just slightly above the knees, where before you were like hips right below the knees. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, go. There we go. All right, what'd you think about that one?
It's fine.
It's fine? Yeah. What do you think you could have done better on that one?
I don't know. My hands felt kind of weird with that one. Like that one didn't feel as stable up here.
Okay.
Like after the coming up and then there.
Sure. Well, you looked pretty stable overhead.
Okay.
So it didn't look like that was an issue at all.
Did I go out?
It was out. It was out. That was it. So 2 things. 1, we went around the knees instead of getting them out of the way.
Over. Okay.
And then 2, the bar is left out in front of you.
Okay.
So just really work on scooping the bar back into you.
I think that's why I kind of felt it more like in my hands because I was gripping it.
You're probably holding it more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. 4, 3, bar closer. 2, go. There we go. Good. Feel a little bit more stable overhead?
Yeah, but I felt that one go out too a little bit.
It got away from you a little bit. You did try to fix the issue. But what happens is when you get the knees out of the way, that leaves the bar further out in front of you. So you have to extra compensate to keep the bar close to you the whole time.
Okay.
Right? That is... I would say you probably kept the bar closer than you did on the one before, but because you got your knees out of the way more, it was still too far away. Yeah.
Okay.
So keep that tactile cue of like scrape the leggings all the way up.
Okay.
Okay. 4, 3, 2, go. Let's go. A professional.
That actually felt really good.
For a little bit of frame of reference for you and for the people here, you're basically doing the entire 6-week program in one workout. So you're doing like 6 weeks of progressions in one go.
I feel it. I'm sweating.
Yeah, you're working hard. You know, you're picking up things really quickly. Normally I'll have people do that first one for at least a week of just doing the power position. And then we'll do the double pause, or pause in here and here for 2 weeks.
Well, I can definitely tell like that one is the part that I feel like is the hardest for me. Like getting that down
from the knee to the hip. Yeah. Yeah. That's, I mean, if your start position's good, then most issues are knee to hip. That's where, the majority of my technique issues were for so long. And I had to do the slow pull snatch for like 6 months exclusively just doing slow pull until my technique was better. Because I just learned it incorrectly for the first like 8 years, 7 years that I was doing it. In 4, 3, 2, go. Let's go. You got to snatch a plate day 1. And 4, 3, 2, go. Good.
My legs went so much.
Let's go.
Can I do it again?
Absolutely.
I don't, because my legs, like that squat was.
It was hard, it was a harder squat, but I mean, you did the pull correctly. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Let's go over it real quick.
Tell me what can be improved.
I would say we could maybe go a little higher with the hips.
Okay. And when I start?
In the start position. Yeah. That'll make it easier to get the knees out of the way when you do that.
Okay.
And then we got this little double dip.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Like you see, this is where you're at. From here, I want you to just go up from here. But right now you're dipping lower to try and get more off.
Okay.
You're keeping it pretty close. We can maybe go a little closer.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's focus on start position first. There we go. Very nice.
Was that too fast?
No, that was it. We're just trying to get rid of that little bit of hesitation before you go.
Okay. Exactly. Yeah, because I'm thinking, like, when I get here about pulling it.
Exactly.
And it stressed me out.
There should be no thinking there. I want you to just black out. Go. There we go. Good. Because what I'm seeing you do is you're almost going like movement here, and then instead of just jumping like you would, you're going and then going. It's like you're trying to segment it into 2 different movements. Okay. Right? You're trying to go like row, then jump, just jump.
Okay.
Yeah. Make it simpler, not harder.
Okay.
There you go. Good. That was a little bit better than the one before.
Okay.
On this next one, what we're going to do, I'm going to have you get to above the knee, and then I just want you to go fast from there. Like, don't even get to mid-thigh. I just want you 1, 2, go. That's it. That was the movement. And that's all right. But the bar is just not quite in the right spot.
It's not as far back as it usually is.
Gotta kind of commit a little bit more, be a little bit more aggressive with putting the bar in the right spot.
Is that from the legs?
That's actually a little bit of the arms at the top of the pole.
Okay.
And
because I got up, but it never went fully back.
Yeah. The arms are going to finish that turnover a little bit more. Okay. So keep that in mind, like more legs and more arms at the top.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Good. On this next one, like a little bit more arms. Keep it to help you keep it close.
Okay.
You ready for another one?
No.
You can take a little longer. What's cool about this is you're able to make technique changes with this kind of weight, which means it's not a max effort weight for you, which means that you could do more, but we're not going to today because there wouldn't be much point in adding the weight if the movement isn't looking like consistent every time.
Okay.
So what I want to see, like a good rule of thumb for beginners is if you can do the same weight twice and it be consistent in your technique both times, then you could bump it up. But if it's one rep and then it's different on the next one and it's different on the one after that, it's usually a good sign you probably need to stick it that way because that's your like sweet spot for technique work.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. That's it. Ending it there. What were the big takeaways?
I think like the most helpful thing for learning this was like learning where the chest should be like during all of it because I don't think I could have even gotten like my arms up if I didn't know how to do that transition from the knees up.
So kind of like, well, not just the knee to this transition, but just the positions that you practice in general.
Yeah, all the positions. I think
that's the foundation.
Those, like learning how to do those, every round felt a little bit better.
Yeah.
Once you like kind of got that down.
Yeah.
And then I think being like aware of where my best squat position is. Like I noticed when I would go too far, I couldn't get as deep or it was like too unstable.
Right.
But like you said, actually having a more minimal kind of jump and then just turning the toes out a little bit helps a lot with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then that it's fun.
Yeah. There we go. That's fun. Best review yet.
That it's fun.
Yeah. Cool. So recapping kind of the things that we covered, first was starting at the power position and just learning how to keep the bar close, how to get the bar overhead using your legs, and then how to catch in the right overhead squat stance. Okay. So that's the foundation of it. Then from there, we practice the double pause where we're pausing above the knee and in the power position. The main things that we're working on there, correct start position, correct knee position, and then the correct transition from knee to power. Right. Then from there, we just did the same exact thing, but without any pauses. So we did a slow pull instead. The slow pull is perfect for giving you time to remember all of the things that you practiced before that. All right. That's the big key. And then the last is just adding a little bit of speed as the weight increases naturally without trying to sacrifice your position. So the foundation of this is positions first, then it's tempo, which means how fast do you get through the pull, not just how fast is the movement. And then finally, it's weight on the bar. All right, so without the positions, we can't add more weight to it. So once those are good, then you're good. Once the speed's good, then we can add weight to it. But always start in that order. Good work today.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully you guys found that valuable. If you did and you want to learn how to do the Olympic lifts yourself correctly for the first time, then make sure to check out my free beginner weightlifting 101 program linked in the description below. We'll catch you guys on the next one.